Cowboys. They have decided to run it back. Well, I guess it's like I said before, we have seen this particular show for 28 years. 28 years. Now, I guess we're getting a 29th year with this same show. Two of a kind. Mike McCarthy or Dak Prescott. Is Dak Prescott still QB1? Is Mike McCarthy still that guy can get you over the top? Well, it didn't show up. 3 great regular seasons. 12-5, 12-5, 12-5. And folks, we talk about it. Other content creators talk about it all the time that, hey man, this just seems different. This seems different. Well, it's the same old show, folks. And it happened. It's gonna happen again, so to speak. What is it that we need to do to be able to not be a team with deer in headlights? That's what it looked like. The look on Dak Prescott's face. The eyes tell you everything that you needed to know about him. I'm sorry. I love this team. I fight for this team. But the narrative has to change. I get it. Mike McCarthy has a year left. Dak Prescott has a year left, but I doubt if he's going to get extended. He has a no trade clause. He would probably cost us $55 to $60 million. So you have to run it back. I do understand it. But what is it that we need to do to help him out? Hell, during the regular season, he was phenomenal. MVP of the league votes and chants, right? Then a couple of games, you have some stinkers. It's not all on him. Defensively, they didn't show up in the games. Actually, the games that we lost, they never showed up. That's been my gripe about this Dan Quinn's defense for 2 years. You can literally tell when we are going to fall apart for the day because the team just goes up and down the field on them. Particularly the first time they get the ball. They go up and down the field on you. It took some heroics from Dak Prescott against a Seattle Seahawks team that was moving the ball at will. So maybe it's right. 3 and 4 letter networks, maybe they are right. Maybe we can't play from behind. Maybe we don't have the personnel to play from behind, but I doubt it. 9 all-pro selections, first and second team. That's enough. But what is it that we have to get over the top with? For once, you get a coach that gets up in a press conference and say, hey, we picked a bad day to have a bad game. It's been 3 times. We picked 3 bad days to have 3 bad games in the playoffs when the lights are bright and shines on you. But hey, let's run it back. Same show, same story. I think Dak Prescott's need another big-time receiver. Not that we didn't have a Brandon Cooks, a Michael Gallup, and a Tolbert. Those guys contribute. But we didn't use a Devontae Turpin. Not nearly enough to see what kind of reaction we can get with his speed of him catching a ball or in space or just being a threat. He's smaller in stature than a Brandon Cook is, and I definitely don't think we used him right. Disciplinarian Mike McCarthy doesn't discipline his team. We are too undisciplined. We are too out of detail. All the little things that matters, the details. Penalties on sportsmanlikes. Takes too long to get started a drive. It's a struggle. And if you're an NFL fan, if you watch other NFL teams play, even the weaker teams that you want to consider they were weak, or that was weak this particular year, They were able to move the ball. I'm not specifically saying the Cowboys, but just in general, any other team that they played, they still was able to just move the ball with ease. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the games the Cowboys had, we were able to move the ball at ease. But those are bottom feeders that sports networks like to call them. Those are bottom feeders. We need to see you do it against a playoff caliber team, year in and year out, game after game. That's what we need to see from this group that's coming back. A Mike McCarthy, a Dak Prescott. This is what we need to see. And we also need to get help in the running game. We need to get some kind of run blocking scheme. Because for damn, this offensive line that we have, they could care less about blocking. I think we was built more so for passing. Mike McCarthy sold us a bit of dreams by getting rid of Kellen Moore. We're going to become run. We're going to be complementary. That shit went out the window after Game 5, thrashing by the San Francisco 49ers. We was content to play game clock ball first game of the season, second game of the season, third game of the season, fourth game of the season, until we played a complete team that shows you are going to have to change your narrative. You're going to have to change what you think you're doing good. And it worked for the most part. It worked for the most part against lesser teams. And although we did win some of the games against the better teams, but the challenge is for this organization and this coaching staff that we have and these players are, what can you do when it matters most? Because you can go through a 17-game gauntlet in the NFL, which is no slouch by any means, because any given Sunday it can happen to you. But when it counts to win 3 to 4 games to become something, this organization and coaching staff had the easiest path to a championship game. Damn it, you had won 16 straight at home. Everything fell into place for you. You got a ton of gifts by your in-division rivalry. Lost a few games to give you what's called the number 2 seed in the National Football League in the Eastern Conference. And we turn around, thought we had a cakewalk, thought it was easy. We're celebrating before the game's been even played. I hear a lot of people, oh man, we got 2 games at home. No, we don't have 2 games at home. Do you know the history of this team? You have to know the history of this team to understand what happens with them. You have to know the history of them. They will raw you to death in being top dogs, front runners. But when it matters most, we cannot get anything going. Folks, in my opinion, of course, have no other choice but to accept what the outcome has been for us bringing back Mike McCarthy. You have to accept it. So we have to keep the faith, keep fighting for him, keep hoping that he can get us over the top. Keep hoping that Dak Prescott to have another outstanding year, even a better year. But we have to have some kind of game plan going into the games that matter. We can't play zone and while we've been playing man all year. All of a sudden you decide to go to a zone defense. Uncalled for. No discipline. Wasn't ready, wasn't prepared. I think the defensive coach had checked out. because of the rumors from the national sports media. Rumored that he'll probably be going to this particular location, that particular location. He's the hot commodity. And I think it's a shame that the NFL allowed that particular stuff to happen. It's not fair. Not only to the Dallas Cowboys, to the other NFL teams. It's not fair. Let alone Dallas, because every 3 to 4 letter networks, that's the only logo they have up on their screen. The Dallas Cowboys logo. Folks, as you can hear in the background, I got a Grandpa Day going. Excuse the noise, but yes, that's what I got going today. With the cold weather and everything that's going on, kids are out of school, and yes, Grandpa has to babysit. So excuse the noise in the background. But the Dallas Cowboys has to somehow, some way, find the issue. Is it bringing in more talent around? Because I'm always been a believer. You can never go wrong by having more, right? What I mean by more running backs, more receivers, more offensive linemen, the best available. Not wait until a guy is in his 10th year and bring him in and say, hey, he's a good running back. No. You know, for me, the running back situation, I wouldn't mind getting a Saquon Barkley if he's available. I wouldn't mind getting a Derrick Henry if he's available. I wouldn't mind drafting a Blake Corum from Michigan to help this team out, to help a Dak Prescott out, because more is better. So the question was always asked, what's going to happen when CD Lamb can't get open? What's going to happen when they got 3 guys around him? Are you going to try to throw it? Our question was answered. It was answered. Try to throw it. But that's where number 4 has to be a leader. That's where he has to go in there and say, hey, I am not throwing that ball to you the way this play is structured, right? He has to tell them that. He has to be the leader right there. So what do you think, folks? What do you think? This return of Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, what do you guys think about it? Personally, like I said before, I don't think it's going to work. I think we had to move on, and the Joneses made their decision. If you guys know Jerry history, he does not like to fire coaches. He doesn't like to do it. So I guess he's going to let this play out, find out what happened. 1 year left on Mike's contract, also a Dak Prescott. We'll find out what happened, but you have to bring in the dogs. Defensively, for me, it's more, and a couple of more pieces on offense. I think this team would be okay. Mike McCarthy and Dan Quinn, if you are being retained and coming back, you guys got to do better. You got to do better. We can't pick a day to have a bad game on those special days and those important days when the lights are bright. We cannot pick those days to not have a game plan. We have to have a plan A, B, C, and D. We have to. Folks, I've been ranting long enough, and I'm quite sure everyone has the news and everyone has been told that Mike McCarthy is coming back. Shout out to all those content creators out there. You know you are the Law Nations of the world, Boss Cowboy. Excellent job that you guys are doing with Fuchs the King, Fuck Backing. You know, all you guys, HTM, West Coast, Landlord, you guys have done an excellent job. Big Game James, Big Time Show, Angry Cowboy Fan, The Dak Attack, J Tuck, all you guys. Hey, you guys get out of here. Go. Sorry about that, folks. Babysitting again. But anyway, appreciate your time. Thanks for being a part of the show. And please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And kudos to all these guys that's doing content about the Cowboys, because man, we so passionate about this team. We want this team to succeed. We don't want this same scenario to happen again. So we all have a right to criticize and critique what we think was wrong as a fan. So hey guys, let's do better. Let's keep supporting. Let's not give up. DC4L. This is your man, Jack Gill, folks. And remember, don't let anyone tell you that you cannot succeed. You first have to love yourself before anyone else can love you. Peace.